Bro, if this rock is alive and chases me, I'll do a backflip.
What the fuck?
Some games hand you a power trip and make you feel like a god. Some games give you obstacles to overcome and challenges to beat, but are fair and have ways to work around their hills. These games though, nah, they like to make your life miserable.
Fucking Jesus Christ, what? Oh my god. What the fuck just shot me? I just shot myself? I got bit by a fucking rat. What the The cheapest fucking jump scare ever. Yeah, dude, is this becoming Cat Mario or some shit? What the? No, I don't know what to do. What the fuck is happening?
Honestly, that's the best way to sum up this game. I decided to start with Cruelty Squad as it's the most absurd out of the games I'm going over today. I mean, just look at the title screen. I'm gonna just put this here, just in case, you know, so if you have any words of epilepsy, I'd follow the timeline and go to the next game. Trust me. The visuals, let alone the story and premise of Cruelty Squad, are so ambiguous, jarring, and over the top that you can't help but just stare at it in awe. At first I thought, who the hell would want to look at a game like this? But the art style surprisingly works incredibly well.
Mario Kart World's pretty good.
You live in a world where mega corporations and capitalism have taken over everything. So much so to the point where human life is just a commodity, another source of income. You are money. You take the role as a corporate liquidator. Basically the Agent 47 of this world.
Damn, that's invigorating. Bring it on.
If Agent 47 took copious amounts of shrooms and LSD. That's basically it. You want money, I want money. If you're taking some of that money, then I'm just gonna shoot. As you roam these various locations in pursuit of your targets, you'll notice that there's almost a method to the madness of the art style. It's chaotic, aggressive, but it's cohesive in this sort of uncanny way. It reminds me of a kid's show where all the colors are bright and stagnant with very little detail. It gives off this vibe that our character is aware of what is what, and that's all that matters. Who cares if this door is made of literal flesh? I know it's a door, right? I'm only here to kill my target and get out alive. It's like we're so disconnected from reality to the point where it doesn't even matter that some of the walls are just pop art grids of faces, pop figures, or unfinished textures. Half the time the game looks like I downloaded a Gmod map that doesn't even remotely work. It's so bizarre to see what the detailed version of this flesh suit would look like, and then to see it in game. It's just balls, fat red balls.
I'm done.
There's an augmentation where you can use your own intestines as a grapple hook. And again, it's just ovals, which for some reason in the back of my mind, I find this more off-putting than the more detailed gore in games like Gears of War. Almost like we're just so desensitized to the point where it's all a joke, which honestly makes sense as life in this world is so invaluable to the point where if you die, you can just be reconstructed through the death matrix, if you have the funds to afford it. Who knows, maybe you can get some cool prosthetic enhancements while you're at it. It's this world where indiscriminate killings are encouraged, and I wouldn't be surprised if our character has died so many times to where the world and his brains are just mush. This is the loading screen art. This looks like the face of a man who's eaten more lead than he has breakfast. Ugh. I get the shivers just looking at this picture. I wouldn't want this freak within 50 yards of my school. Cruelty Squad is an immersive sim, which after recently dabbling my toes into the world of immersive sims, I learned that all it means is you play stealth or brute force, with the occasional choice of some unique and creative freedom. Unlike the other immersive sims I've played recently, Cruelty Squad has no difficulty, technically. And I heard that it's actually pretty hard. I didn't think this was true until I got deeper into the missions, but we'll talk about that later. If you play reckless and just W key into roams, yeah, you're gonna get your ass kicked. But if you look around the map, you'll easily find some hidden paths, maybe a ladder that leads up to the maintenance tunnels, or some barrels covering a grate. If you do get caught and an enemy fires an unsilenced shot, or you do so yourself, it'll attract every hot MILF in your area. And at that point, you can just hold a choke point or doorway and tap their heads like you're playing friggin' Bloons Tower Defense. It was a strategy that was pretty damn effective. The game's a piece of cake, and then you reach the mall. The mall is really where that jump in difficulty and where that feeling of this game wants you dead comes from. Up until this point, you've only fought basic grunts, enemies that fall with one shot to the head, and enemies that easily funnel themselves into freaking tower defense traps. The mall is where you meet these fellas. Yeah, that's what augmentations will do to you. These guys are terrifying. They make this horrible siren sound when they chase you. They have 2 miniguns for hands, and they don't stop chasing you until you're dead. The only upside for you when it comes to these guys is they're too big to fit into stores. The bad thing, they're not the only guys there. I spent 20 something minutes learning the map, finding and perfecting the most optimal route to reach my target, kill them and get out before anyone even spots me. And after I executed my target, you wanna know the other bad thing? Everything locks down once your rival is dead. Yeah, At this stage in the game, I was broke. I spent all that time perfecting this route, learning how to do it, setting it up, just to fail again. But I pressed on and overcame this challenge even though all the odds were against me. One mistake, one overstep, and my mission was cooked, which happened more times than I want to admit. And just as I thought I could go home and rest my head after a stressful mission gone right,
Oh, fuck.
I got the feds on my ass. Now this level almost broke me. My house was surrounded by pigs. They wanted me, dead or alive. They were knocking on my front door in heavy body armor and armed with an AA-12. As soon as I made a little bit of progress, the next step felt like another dead end. More feds, blocked off exits. I even tried going through the attic, but I was attacked by rats with the Black Plague. The next run, I was like, screw it, I'll just run through. Wow, that really didn't go my way. The next run, I finally thought I hit the mother lode. A secret exit? Nope. What the fuck is that? Wow, why are there so many more of you? At this point, I was beat. Hopeless. I couldn't fight my way out, and I couldn't sneak my way out. But me, I'm a Dark Souls player. No matter how down in the dumps I am, I won't stop slamming my face into something until I overcome it. And that's what I did. Oh, wow, that actually was pretty easy. HROT is a game that rewards you for beating its episodes with food recipes. Now that's what I call persuasion. HROT is set in this place that I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce. In 1986, after an unspecified disaster. This game doesn't do anything too special or different when compared to other boomer shooters in the aspects of its gunplay or objectives. It feels snappy, you can kick grenades, you run through various locations in either open landscapes or tight corridors while searching for keys to unlock doors, to find more keys, to unlock more doors until you beat a level. Pretty simple, right? Well, what makes HROT so special is...
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again and again.
Every new level, every new area, I could never predict what was going to happen. Before I could even process what was happening, something else was happening. 1 second I see an astronaut fall from the sky. The next, I'm running guys over with a motorcycle. The underground mines have these sections ripped straight from Indiana Jones, but instead the boulders are sentient. At this point, I felt like I was just playing fucking Cat Mario. I was just sort of being trolled. Dude, okay, one of the bosses is a pommel horse. These little workout horse thingies.
What the fuck? Why is he shooting grenades?
Another was a gorilla riding on a spinny swan thing. My only question is, how is he not throwing up profusely? I'm baffled by how unpredictable and wacky this game is. And that's not even the end of it. The cherry on top is the levels are actually really well made. Apparently there's a map in-game that I'd never even used because the levels flowed so smoothly. Areas intersected with ease, secrets brought you back to convenient locations, and by the time you came to a locked door, you probably already found the corresponding key. The world of HROT is so interactable that I didn't even realize how immersed I was 2 hours into it. You can read everything with ease as all the intractable text is translated. You can kiss this picture of what I can only assume is the Soviet leader. I did this too much, by the way. Like, every picture of this man I came across, I couldn't help but kiss him at least 6 consecutive times in a row. I think I'm gay. There's a working pool table that I played until I sunk all the balls. Holy shit, look at that strong arm. Damn! Boomer shooters like this hide secrets around. And this game, especially with how goofy and interactive the world is, my curiosity was always piqued. The thing with curiosity, though, well, you know the saying, curiosity killed the cat. I was so curious to check every crevice that I randomly came across a fight with a goddamn skid loader.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
Ever since then, I was terrified of every single construction vehicle. There's a little Cash the Chicken Egg minigame, a working typewriter, working toilets. One of them has a pile of shit in it. You get an achievement if you flush this, by the way. A lot of the world is destructible. You can play soccer. Again, I was so immersed, and then I found a fully working piano. I kind of just sat here, playing it for a little bit. I was so locked in on killing enemies, finding keys and secrets, kissing men. I was so amped up and my adrenaline was flowing, but this helped me to relax a little bit. So with all that out of the way, why does this game want you dead, besides the obvious sentient boulder? Well, in general, this game likes to starve you of resources, especially healing, which comes in the form of alcohol and canned food. Driving in my car right after a beat. Getting reckless and just bolting to rooms, being careless with my health and going, yeah, I can probably tank a bit of damage here, was never a good idea. A thing this game loves to do is ambush you. It leads you down these tight corridors and dead ends with a juicy looking key, only to open up all the walls around you, revealing a goon squad of bad guys. One time I was so cornered in this tiny little hole, like 2 HP to my name, while enemies kept charging in while some fucker was lobbing grenades in, while a helicopter was circling this guy above me. Not a fun time. Fairly quickly on, this game makes you paranoid with its constant ambushes, and since you're starved on health, and Any ambush can quickly take you out. In episode 1, this isn't as intense. Occasionally a wall will open up or enemies will jump down ladders to get the jump on you. But Act 2 is where I noticed a big jump in the tomfoolery. Sentient boulders chase you down sharp claustrophobic corridors. There are traps and barrels all over the place, tight areas with explosive barrel-wielding maniacs, hanging people that aren't actually dead, and bears. I mean, what'd you expect? We are in Russia. There's a big segment in this cave level that has you riding on this fucking Minecraft cart, and towards the very end of this long puzzle ride, there's a barrel in the tracks around a corner. So don't text and drive, guys. Don't text and drive. Eventually, the game actually starts to become a horror game with jump scares and spider warning, massive skinny spiders that pounce at you. This game is just a trip. Its wacky goofiness really sets it aside from other boomer shooters. I can go on and on, but these bosses and little events are best discovered spoiler free. If you want to learn about guns, Receiver 2 isn't a bad place to start. Most shooters have you press a single button to do a reload. Reloading in VR feels like... Escape from Tarkov is the hyper-realistic outlier where every ounce of your gun matters, down to the ammunition you use, jamming, maintenance, and manually refilling magazines while in the heat of a battlefield. Thrilling. Receiver 2, however, is the cartoony cousin to the realism of Tarkov. You have the manual reloading, manual insertion and filling of your mags, and you also have the ability to fix jams and check your chamber. But before I continue, I think there's some context you need in order to fully understand the depths of this game's lust to kill the player. You are a receiver, an individual fighting against the mind kill. This apocalyptic event that destabilized reality and created hostile kill drones. Basically, you're fighting a threat while all the odds are against you, even yourself. You need to find and listen to tapes in order to strengthen your mind and become resilient to paranoia and anxiety in order to learn to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. All caught up? Now back to the guns. Every bit of your gun's actions is controlled by you. Ejecting a mag? Press E. Inserting rounds into a cylinder or magazine? Press Z repeatedly. Chamber a round with R, check the chamber with R and T, eject bullets with V. Everything is on you, and any mistakes, be it from forgetfulness, clumsiness, or stress, can build up frustration or cause your death. Oh, what's that? You took your gun out of your holster too quickly? Well, you misfired. Oh, sorry, you shot too close to the glass. Yeah, the shards shattered into your fucking forehead. Oh, damn, yeah, you misfired into the floor, and the bullet ricocheted back into your leg. Every mistake is out to injure you or cause death. Even running is a task in itself. In order to run, you have to mash W. Everything is out to make you stress and hope that you make a mistake and die, which is incredibly easy, by the way, because you die in a single hit. Thankfully, small mistakes give you a chance, but I still wouldn't underestimate these odds. I haven't even mentioned the threat in this game yet, besides the threat of your own fucking stupidity. There are turrets positioned all around these levels. Usually they're in areas that are hard to work around or even spot. They could be positioned up high or around corners. Basically, they aren't going to make it easy for you. This only gets worse on the farther levels, where a single room can have like 4 turrets and a couple flying drones that chase you down and tase you to death. If you want, you can shoot a turret's legs out, destroy its camera, or hit its vital components. More often than not, you're going to want to try your best to sneak up on these turrets and disable them Splinter Cell style in order to save some ammunition. Trust me, it's easy to run out. This game builds up your frustration in order to use it against you. And the biggest takeaway this game wants you to take away is that all of your actions should be deliberate, especially when it comes to a firearm. People get too comfortable too quick, and they forget how dangerous these tools can be. When you pull your pistol out of your holster, you need to be aware of it the entire time, meaning holding tab the entire time until it's fully clenched between both hands. When you go to check the chamber, you need to press both R and T at the exact same time. And when you are ready to release the chamber, you do the opposite. And under very stressful situations, you need to be able to take actions as swiftly and as calmly as possible, as the heat of the moment can easily cause you to fumble. There's not much else to say. It's a very story-driven game about listening to tapes in this atmospheric and immersive world of killer mini robots. I haven't gone very far in it, but it has a really good message about mental well-being and being in control of your actions. As, if it isn't obvious enough, guns are dangerous, and they're even more dangerous if the person behind the trigger is in a bad mental place. And with that being said, I've run out of time. So again, subscribe, become a member for emotes and the brand spanking new milk badge. Join the Discord where we do community game nights every now and then. Drink your calcium and know that you can do whatever you put your mind to. And if you don't believe in yourself, just know that I believe in you. Peace.